Good evening. Coming to you from my conference room here at my office. When I meet with clients in this room, a lot of people ask, have you read all of the cases in this room? And the answer is, of course, no, I haven't. These books behind me that you see, these are case reporters, and they cover reported cases from appeals courts and the Supreme Court in Texas. And it covers everything from criminal to divorce, to personal injury, to procedural matters. And those are going to be things that I'm less interested in. What we're mostly going to be interested in are cases on wills and trust, heirship, real estate, business matters, and so forth. So we'll read those cases, the cases that are important to us. What I found interesting, and I had never really thought about it, was what is the oldest book in here? And I don't know the copyright date of the book, but the oldest case that I could find right up there in the corner was the #1 reporter from the Southwest series that was reported, and the first case reported in that book goes back to June 11th of 1886. So this library, if you want to go by that, is 140 years old. I know my grandfather started this. He was not around in 1886, but that was interesting to me that it goes back that far. I like history. I like old things, and that was very interesting to me. Want to talk to you real quick today, just a little short thing that we'll put on our social media channels, Instagram, on Facebook. We'll put some longer form posts on the YouTube channel, and I hope you'll like and subscribe that. That's called East Texas Dirt Law. We'll get into some more detail, longer post on that. But I want to real quickly talk about a question I get from a lot of people, and that's about partitioning land. Question just simply is, if I own a piece of real estate with a co-owner, do I have to own it with him? Can I sell it without his consent, or do I have to get everybody's consent, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 owners, before I can sell it? And the answer is no. As a co-owner of property, you have an absolute right in Texas to partition real property. The way that would work is, the first thing you would do is try to reach an agreement. Try to reach an agreement with your co-owner, have it surveyed out, have the property divided. For example, if you had a 150-acre property, you want to divide it in 2 50-acre tracts, and that was equitably and easily divided. That's the best way to do it. If you can't do it, you can always file a lawsuit in district court called a partition action. You'll file that in district court, meaning you're asking a judge to divide the property for you. Texas law strongly favors a partition in kind, meaning we're actually going to physically divide the property. Again, in my example before, 50 acres to one owner, 50 acres to the other. So the judge is going to try to do that. If he can't do that, he is going to order the property sold. Sometimes property simply cannot be fairly divided. A good example of that would be a 3-bedroom house. Can't divide a 3-bedroom house down the middle and have one party have one half and one of the other. That would not be equitable. That property would have to be sold, and the proceeds of the sale would be divided, because we can always divide money. That if you do that, there's going to be equitable allowances made for somebody who may have paid some property taxes, may have made improvements to the property, etc. Courts will allow that. There's also an attorney's fees provision, but that essentially just says the attorney's fees will be shared equally and fairly among the parties. So that's generally Texas law on that. Property can be co-owned for various reasons. You may have inherited it, or you may have bought it that way. There is actually a special statute for heirship property, for property that was inherited by co-owners. Gives a little bit more detail, and for example, gives a right to an appraisal of the property and so forth. If you ever have any questions about that, we can always handle that. Again, we prefer agreements. That's always better for everybody. It's cheaper, it's quicker, but you can take that to the courts and have a Texas court partition the property for you. Hope that helped you, gave you a little more information than you had before, and I will see you down the road. Again, please check out the YouTube page, East Texas Dirt Law. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you.